Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we start our magic product review, a quick fiddle tune and let's do something for the holidays. Alright, there we are. A little sort of trying to create a little holiday festive cheer there. Anyway, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm FiddlinJonny and this is my fiddle channel and magic product review. And today I'm going to review Miracle One by Christian Grace. I've had this for quite a while and have been looking forward to doing this review for you. I think it's going to be something a lot of folks are going to be interested in, but there really are things you should know about it if you're considering purchasing. Stick around and we'll get right into this review. Hello everyone and thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, I don't want to waste any of your time. Miracle One by Christian Grace and released through Vanishing Inc. What I want to do today is I'm going to probably here's what I really want to do. I want to make sure that I give you the information that I wish I had prior to purchasing this product. Because I think there are things about this that may be things for some folks that would say, oh, I wish I had known that beforehand. Still would have purchased it, but I wish I had known that. Or this is the sort of thing like, I don't want to putz with this, so it's really not for me. And those are the sort of things are the elements I'm going to try to hit on. But before we do that, you have to know, what is Miracle One exactly? Well, basically it is the burgless effect. And if you're not familiar with what the burgless effect is, it's essentially an any card at any number routine. And I will punctuate that this really does feel like any card at any number. Even though it really isn't, it's really a card at a number or a bunch of numbers. I'll explain that later. So if you're not familiar with the burgless effect, what it is that a spectator will either think of or choose a card, and then they'll give a number. And then the cards will be dealt down to that number, and boom, at that location is the thought of or chosen card. This is a variation on that. And what it is it utilizes two decks, a red deck and a blue deck. The red deck is used to pick a card. And so when the person picks the card, what's unique about this is that it is not chosen face up, it is chosen face down, and when it's chosen face down, it goes onto the table. At that point, the blue deck is brought into play, and the blue deck is used to pick a number. Your spectator can pick any number, you will then deal down to that number, and at that number will be the card, or it will match the card that is chosen from the first deck face down. Let's get into all of the nuance here about it and the things that I think folks will want to know. I'll first start off with the easy stuff, like what do you get? First of all, you're going to get these two decks. What about these decks and what makes them unique? The red deck is a normal deck of cards, all right? The blue deck is a gaffed deck. In addition to that, you're going to get a streaming video. An important point here, not a downloadable video, only streaming. For some folks, I know you'll care about that, so I wanted to share that with you. The tutorial or streaming video is 1 hour and 7 minutes in length, and it really covers everything you need in this. In addition to that, it says in the tutorial that you will get a PDF that will give you the crib sheet. So a couple of things. I don't have any link to the PDF. I don't know where it is. I couldn't find it. If you purchased it and you got the PDF, let me know how you got the PDF, or Vanishing Inc. if you're watching this, folks. Let me know, was that misspoken on the tutorial, or is there a PDF that you can get? What's the PDF? On the PDF, you're going to get this crib sheet. And the crib sheet basically helps you so that you don't have to memorize certain things in this routine. Again, this is an important thing in terms of there's a crib sheet, which means that there is memory work involved. Is it complicated memory work? No, not at all. I will add, and this is an important point, if you are performing this on a regular basis, you will memorize it quickly and you will not need the crib sheet. If you perform this effect infrequently, you're probably going to want the crib sheet. And I speak from experience. After a month of not touching this, I picked it back up and realized I can't remember exactly how to use the crib sheet and had to go back and look at the tutorial again. And then when I performed it, I just pulled this crib sheet out, put it on the table in front of me. No one ever asked, what's that for? What's that do? And of course, if anyone looks at it, they'll have no idea what anything on this crib sheet means. So, but you do get a PDF that should allow you to, if you want to scale this down or up, you could do so with that. So you're getting that, you're getting the 2 decks, you're getting the hour and 7 minutes in tutorial on this release. So let's talk a little bit about some of the detail in the tutorial. So the tutorial, Christian Grace is just a great instructor, fantastic. He, first of all, he's just so affable and so nice. You really do get a sense that he loves magic, loves to share it, and has a real skill of teaching magic. And some of the things that are unique about Christian Grace is that he is very smart about every word that he chooses. He has every move is motivated and natural, and that really comes through in the tutorial and is taught in a way that everyone will get it right away, and it's nothing that's complex, but is very thoughtful. So nice in that respect. The quality is very good. There's no live performances, although there's live performances, I believe, in the teaser for this. You will get an in-studio performance where Christian Grace performs this to Andy Gladwin from Vanishing Inc. So that does exist. I would, of course, love more performances out in the wild to be able to see those, but that's what you're getting. Not really a big deal. I still think it's a really good tutorial. Some of the things that I think are helpful to know about the routining is that depending on what number your spectator chooses, it will determine whether you deal the cards from face up or face down. For some people that might be a big deal, and I want you to know that it depends on what number they pick. A second aspect that I think is just as important is that you may have to leave 1 or 2 cards in your tuck case depending on what number your spectator chooses. Now it's taught on there how to do, and in one circumstances you leave 1 or 2 cards in your tuck case, and of course your crib sheet is going to help with that. Very easy to do, taught well, any beginner can do it. Another thing that's important, can you pick any number? And the answer is no. The only numbers that you can pick are from 1 to 30. I don't really see this as a problem because Christian Grace has structured the routine in such a way that 100% of the time you will get your spectator to choose a number between 1 and 30, and it's super easy to do. But those are aspects that I think are important for you from a consumer perspective, that some of you may have things that you're picky about. And if any of those are things that you're picky about, I want you to know about it. They don't have it in the ad copy. I want to make sure that I'm sharing it with you. And yet, I'm still not giving away what's the exact method and how it's done. But important points, I think, are there present. Okay, so those are some of the things that I think are going to be really important for you to know. I do want to touch a little bit on the gaffed deck. The gaffed deck is beautiful. It's well constructed, and many of you out there will go, wait, there's only one way. I'm pretty sure they're using that method with the blue deck. And you would be correct. It is a method that's used all the time. It's a classic method. However, not every card in the deck is gaffed. Only some of the cards are gaffed. And that's on purpose because there's a principle that is used that Christian Grace has employed here that is of particular significance, because what it allows you to do, once the card that is at the numbers chosen and placed on your table or in your spectator's hands, or however you want to do that, you can display all the other cards in that deck as being in different cards, no matter what number they choose, which is brilliant, and it's designed based upon the principle that's employed using this gaff system. In my humble opinion, it is one of those things that elevates this to another level. Some folks might ask, well, can you hand them the gaff deck? Well, of course you can't hand them the gaff deck. But I think because of the principles that's used with the style of gaff that allows you to show all the cards, in terms of you can spread them or in your hands fan them and show that all the cards are different cards, it reduces the chances of your spectator going, can I see that deck of cards? Why would they? They've already seen every card is indifferent within that deck. And no reason to suspect. I would add that because of the structure of this, that Christian Grace has created it so much of it can actually be done in your spectator's hands, both with the ungaffed and gaffed deck. So depending on a couple of different factors, let's start with the regular deck of cards. Christian teaches multiple forces on here, all great and easy forces even for a beginner. One of the forces, however, is a self force, where the spectator in their own hands, unbeknownst to them, forces the force card on themselves. Genius. It just adds another level to this, that everything feels very free and very fair. And there are certain instances where you can hand the gaff deck to your spectator and they can count the cards down to that position in their hands. So I don't want them to spend a lot of time with that, but you can do that as well. So it's genius based upon the factors that are employed here, and I think bring this deck to another, or this release to another higher level. Okay, so I've talked a little bit about, I think, some of the important things that I think are important for you there. I did mention that I think the tutorial is a really good tutorial. I think the gaffs are really good, but because it's a gaff that we've all used and it is the gaff that you think it is, more than likely, it will wear out over time. It's important for you to know that. Can you purchase a new deck? Of course you could purchase a new deck, or maybe you could construct it yourself if you know how to construct this gaff. Let's talk about the level in terms of where does this fall? Is it beginner, advanced, intermediate? I think it's advanced beginner. If this was the first trick I was picking up, it's probably not where I would start, but it is definitely advanced beginner. And I say advanced beginner because everything's easy to do, nothing knacky, a little bit of work on the memorization if you're not performing it regularly, and just sort of handling and structuring a routine that is of this high caliber and level. Let's talk about what is the reset. The reset, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. The more you perform it, the quicker you'll get at the reset, but it will take you 3 to 5 minutes. So if you're doing table hopping, it may not be ideal in table hopping because I work one table and then I need to reset my deck, so I'm not going to reset it at that table. I'm not going to reset it at the table I'm going to. I would need to step to the side and take 3 to 5 minutes to reset my deck. But the effect is so strong that, you know, in and of itself, it's really, really good. So, but 3 to 5 minutes to reset it. In my opinion, there are currently 2 sort of any card at number routines that I like that go to the top of my list. It is this one, and it is the Quantum Deck by Craig Petty. Currently my 2 favorites and the ones that would be my go-tos in terms of what is currently out there. Let's talk a little bit about what the price is. Now the price on this is $74.95 in the United States. So essentially it's $75. And you're going to get the secret and these 2 decks. 1 deck normal, 1 deck gaffed. I think you have to determine whether that is the right price for you or not. Now, I'm going to add my opinion here. If you're a working professional and you're using it all the time, it's a no-brainer and is a great value. If you're a hobbyist or occasional performer, maybe not. And I would say maybe not because if I am a hobbyist and I'm performing it regularly, it's probably cool. If I'm performing it occasionally and I have to keep referring back to my crib sheet, maybe not. But those decisions I can't make for you. You really have to determine whether that's a good value or not It's a bloody brilliant trick and just a brilliant routine. So I love the effect, and I love how Christian Grace has structured and put this together. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed in here that would be important for folks to know. I think if I was to summarize, awesome effect, gaffs are good, will require some memorization. Only sight that you'll need to learn is really a force. You can use any force you want. You don't have to use the forces that are taught on this. If you do it infrequently, you're probably going to want to use the crib sheet until you really have it locked in your noggin, the use of the crib sheet. Sometimes you'll have to deal cards up from the up face, sometimes from the face down. Only the numbers that can be chosen are from 1 to 30, and it could be number 1. Price is $75. All right, I think those are sort of the key takeaway points that I hope are helpful for you. If you have Miracle One and I missed something, or you want to amplify something, leave a comment down below and let me know that. I do want to let you know about some upcoming things. Everyone is talking currently about laced up and saying it's the trick of the year. I have laced up my shoes with this and am playing around with it. You're going to want to stick around here for a future review from me on laced up and get my perspective on this. All right, that's it from me. Please, it's free today. It's my holiday special. You can go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe for free. There's no cost for it. It is the holiday special, so go ahead and do that right now. And if you've already liked and already subscribed, thank you. Really appreciate it. All right, I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.